Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of the Trip4ndF1ll Podcast. I just realized I made a fucking typo. I swear, every time I look to check like what number I'm on, yep, there's something else. Okay, well, I'll fix that later. But yeah, no, episode 10. Woo, we got to 10. It only took us nearly 2 years. When was my first actually? When was the first post? It was February 12th, 2022. 1.5 years. 1.5 years. Yeah, okay. Anyways, yeah. Wait. Okay, I just wanna wait. Okay. All right. So I just noticed something. We might go through a bit of this as well. I might go through a bit of one of my previous podcasts because I forgot I actually did that. That was a short one. That wasn't even listed as a podcast episode. But yeah, no. Because today we are going to do looking back at some of our last year's football predictions. Now, I can already tell you some of them are right. Some of them might be coming true. Some of them are completely wrong. I wanted to do this real quick before I think next episode we'll go through some predictions. Once kind of, things start to settle down with Sunbreak. I think after Sunbreak, when, maybe a few driver transfers. I don't even know. It might be a pretty quiet silly season. It might be silly season just was very short with De Vries and Alpine, but we'll talk about that also in an episode after Silly Soup Sunbreak. We'll review it. The next 2 episodes, I might get some guests on. Yee. Who might become permanent? I don't know. We'll see. I just wanted to do this one because, it was obviously my own predictions. Maybe if we go forward with having some guests, it'll just be, me and 2 other people. Stay tuned for that. They might just be guests. They might not be able to, go on every episode, but yeah. I'm looking for guests though, so if anybody does want to join on in, give their opinion, let me know. And yeah, okay, so I want to get started with this. That only took me 3 minutes to do the intro. Woo, I'm getting faster. All right. Okay. I've got 3 here. I don't think I did. Yeah, I didn't show the F1 2023 bold predictions, which was the per team. I was going to make, actually, I did make one YouTube short about that. I was going to make a YouTube short for each one, then I kind of got, whatever. So that kind of went out the window. So we've got the 2023 way too early predictions, which covers 2023, 2024, 2026, and beyond. Sorry, I just heard music. There must be a party going on around the place. And I wasn't invited. No, of course I wasn't invited. And then we've also got the one before that, which was the 2022, 2023, and 20 beyond. We'll be looking at the 2023, the ones we haven't really talked about. And maybe some of the lightning round beyond, maybe a little update on that. Okay, so let's go the ones I did last year, okay? So the biggest one that I knew was probably going to be correct was 2023 Max wins his 3rd. I think I'm pretty safe with that. It would be crazy if it didn't happen. Let me just close a few things down. I noticed Mate, the light's terrible. Let me just turn off a few things. Yeah, why am I so fucking pale? Like what? Okay, maybe I close down a few of these. Okay, this might be a bit bad. There we go. Let's actually put this here. Maybe I still look pale as fuck. I need something that's maybe a bit darker. There we go. Sorry. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah, we've got third world championship. It'd have to be pretty crazy for. It would have to be like fucking McLaren's put nitrous in their car or something. No, not even McLaren. McLaren couldn't. If it would have to be Mercedes. Had a really dominant car. Red Bull was breaking down every second race, something like that. I think we can put that in the bag. That was the safest prediction, although it almost wasn't safe at this before the start of the season, because we thought, oh, Ferrari's talking about how, now they've fixed the reliability, they can get the extra horsepower back, because that Ferrari was insane at the start of last year. I feel bad. Like I was generally excited to watch Ferrari do well, because I'd rather them do well than Mercedes. To be honest, I'd rather them be challenging. But again, at the start of the even Aston Martin being great. McLaren's starting to get in. McLaren's probably a bit too late, but maybe there'll be some good results next year if they have a consistent car from the get-go. But yeah, I think it's pretty safe now. Maybe it was a bit bold, but obviously that was the one where I was going to go, okay, we're just getting this out of the way. Like, I might as well. So yeah, nothing much to say on that about that. The next one. I actually think I'm going to count this as a win because it's not confirmed yet. Another 2023 prediction. Piastri podium or even win. Yeah, I think... Look. Okay, say you don't count the sprint. P2. I mean, I know it's not an official podium, but that's... And that was pretty close to win. Like, if the Red Bull wasn't as powerful, if the Red Bull wasn't as dominant, I mean, speak of a Red Bull fan who doesn't want Red Bull to be that far ahead. They're always fucking crazy. I mean, it's partially Max. Max is just elite. It's probably the word you could say. Even if you don't count that, I think Piastri's got a fairly good chance of a podium later this year. I mean, you look at him. He can already go do P2. He missed out on 2 podiums. I think in wait, was it? Hold on. It was Silverstone. What happened to Silverstone again? I think they pit him wrong or something. Yeah, I think. Silverstone 2020. I know in Hungary. In the Hungaroring, that was because they pit him wrong, but he also had damage. So even if they did pit him first, he wouldn't have been able to do much. Yeah, I think they pit him before the safety car, virtual safety car, which screwed him over. So Lewis Hamilton got a better pit and just about everybody else. That sucked. I think he was very close there. He was very close in... I want to say close in Hungaroring. And Belgian, even the Belgian, like, I think he would have had a chance if he had, maybe not got absolutely shunted by science. Again, a lot of people will say, "Oh, it was science fault. It was Piastri's fault." So I won't go into that. But yeah, I'm not happy with that. I was fucking sad. I'm I'm a Max fan, and I didn't even care that he's winning. That's how bad it is at this point. with Max, it's just like, oh, he's won again. Can someone else win? I literally sit there in my Max Verstappen t-shirt, which I should have worn today, but I stupidly wore yesterday, so now it's in the wash. But yeah, no, not happy with that. Probably, honestly, nah. I reckon if Lando Norris wasn't close to even getting a podium, though, to be fair, Lando Norris did fight back fairly well, considering he also had a few issues. Okay, well, maybe Belgium wasn't their weekend, but yeah. British Hungaroring, Silverstone Hungaroring. He could have made it happen, and I think he could do it. I mean, look, they need to keep this momentum, and that's the thing. Like, we have only seen 3 weekends when they're good, and they came out of nowhere. Who says? I don't want to say after some break, because, like, again, the factories are closed, right? For a certain amount of time. I think they reopened sometime during the summer break, but again, not hugely educated on that. I probably need to look into some of these things. There's some things at F1 I just don't know. Considering I'm such a big fan, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. But I guess everybody has their holes. Hold gaps in their knowledge. But yeah, no, look, I mean, Monza probably isn't suited towards them than what maybe, but I mean, we're expecting that to be a Red Bull track. Singapore maybe they're good on street circuits, you never know, or maybe Checo shows up again. It's every street circuit. Oh, I mean, he didn't do well in Miami, did he? No. Canada, Miami, yeah. Canada's like a semi street circuit. Like, I know they count it as that, but yeah. Yeah, Miami, he got close, but no. So yeah, it's hard to say. Could he do it? I mean, if he doesn't, I'm counting that P2 as a podium. I don't care if it's in a sprint race. I don't care if it was reduced. The fact that he put that McLaren, I think they qualified. Yeah. No. Hold on. It was P2, right? He qualified P2, right? Hold on. Spa, sprint, race, sprint, sprint qualifying. There we go. Yeah. He was P2 and he stayed P2 and then he took the lead. The first rookie to do that in 10 years. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with Oscar. He's actually really got up there. Like, again, he was struggling a bit in this at the start of the season, or not struggling, but he was like, he's not doing the best, Lando, I think, got some decent results. Okay, this one Lando did not. I think where Lando got some good results, they're like, oh god, there's like a whole Lando can do this. Even actually in Australia, where Lando did get a decent result, Oscar Piastri was right there behind, but even then, a few seconds behind. Just trying to think. Yeah, Lando Norris there. Yes, I mean, he's been fairly close, but he's just closed that gap on Lando even more. Look, I'm not going to say he's going to do better than Lando. Let's be realistic. I know we're talking bold predictions, but I think they're going to be fairly close. They are actually going to be fairly close. I'm really happy for Oscar. Win. Is a win possible? Possibly. It's hard because you would have to think something would have to happen to Max. McLaren would still have to have the best car, and for whatever reason, Lando would have to be struggling a little, because as much as me and a friend, and a lot of maybe a few other people, I think, as much as we go, woo, Oscar, no, like I think it's external reasons like why Lando's, like I still think Lando is better than Oscar. Like there would have to be crazy, like, though to be fair, what did happen in the sprint, I forgot like why Lando didn't qualify well in the sprint and then Oscar did. I think it was just wet. I think, yeah, no, and like I think here's the thing, yeah, I generally think in the wet Oscar might be able to do well. Let's say Max does shit, right? Because like, let's be honest, Max is winning a wet race even if he has the second best car. It's just insane. You saw him in I think it was it Brazil 2017? I want to say it was Brazil 2017, or was it 2018 maybe? It's one of them. Yeah, I think it was Brazil 2017. Coming from 4th on the grid. No, wait, no, it wasn't Brazil. Might have been 2018. It was 2018 or 2019. It was just insane. Fuck, I think it was 2019. Was it? Oh, this is Abu Dhabi. Fuck, I'm an idiot. All right, hold up. Might be 2018. First, no. Fuck. I'm trying to find it. I think it might have been 2019. Yeah. Oh, was it? I want to say it's 2016, but I don't think he got. Did he win that one? I don't. Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't. He didn't win that one. He just did really, really well in the wet. Oh, it's something. But you look at like a race like that. Anyways, I'll stop tooting Max's horn. This is about Oscar. We love Oscar. But yeah, no, I think maybe in the wet he gets win. McLaren catches up. I think it's possible that cars could catch up to Red Bull. I think Red Bull have something really good, but if Red Bull have decided, fuck it, we've got the constructors, I think it might get a little closer, possibly by the last few races. But is it going to be McLaren that gets close to us? Like we already saw Aston Martin, though juicy rumor apparently that was because similar to 2019 with Ferrari's illegal engine, the FIA have struck a deal with Aston Martin behind closed doors to change the wing, I believe. I think they found a loophole with the wing. FIA always like, yeah. I like how a lot of people are going, oh, it's fucking FIA is, protecting Red Bull. No, they're just, you don't think the FIA want more competition? They want Aston Martin to challenge. They wouldn't want fucking Red Bull to run away with the championship. That just doesn't get you views. And I know so many people, even in my F1 Discords, F1 Twitter, like, Max is boring. Even Max fans like me, I don't think it's boring. I wouldn't like just go, I'm gonna stop watching this season. I'll come back next year. I'm still gonna watch F1, but it's like, I think people do overreact a little. Like there's still some interesting things, even though first isn't up for grabs, because Max has reserved that most weekends. But yeah, no, maybe especially, but after Qatar, maybe Singapore. I think Japanese or Qatar, I think is where. I think earliest they said was Singapore, which would be crazy. Wait. When can Red Bull win in Constructors Championship 2023. Max Verstappen could win it. I think he could win it in Singapore, which sucks because I really did want to go. I really did want to go to Singapore this year. I think we'll go to Singapore next year though. And that would be insane. I know I'm a bit bored of Max winning and all, but let's be honest. If I was there and I was like there to watch him win his third, like it's like it would be more exciting if I was in like Abu Dhabi and as he clinched the title. But even if he clinched the title in Singapore, I'll be fucking pumped. I would be such a proud Max fan. Then I'll be like, all right, okay, Max, give some wins to everybody. So, I feel like people, I don't know. Okay, so the World Championship is Qatar. So I'm thinking Constructors. I think it's possible in Singapore. Let me see, F1 Constructors. Because I'm thinking after that, maybe they chill down. You saw like, I think in 2020, for example, Red Bull is just elite. Because Mercedes would just be like, oh. I was really happy that Max did win the last race of the year after I was absolutely sick of the dominance of Mercedes. Again, it is slightly hypocritical of me, but even then, like Mercedes had been dominating for way too long. Like even this, they've only really been dominating for 2 years and people complaining. But to be fair, this year's been just another beast entirely. So Mercedes. Let's say Mercedes. Let me do a bit of quick maths. Let's say Mercedes the remaining races. I think we calculated how many were left. How many races are left? So 22. And that was, let me calculate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think about 10. Let's say 10. Okay. So 10 equals, yeah, okay. So realistically, yeah, 430 plus 247. So Mercedes could still get 677. Let's look at Red Bull, for example. 500. Okay, so let's say 15 plus 12 times 10 plus 503. Wait, have they already won it? Oh, wait, hold on a sec. So, no, okay, so that makes sense. When does it get to the point where, let's say in 5 races time. Okay, 5 races time, 503. Let's say, I don't know. Good question when. But anyways, the point is that I'm sorry. I'm sorry that just went nowhere. Japanese is probably likely, I think. It's actually pretty close when you look at it. Fuck. It's sad because like you look at it and it's like, oh, the season's nearly over already. Fucking hell. And then, oh my God, what the fuck am I gonna do after the season ends? Oh, it's such a long break. If I think the summer break's long, oh man, I survive most years, most years. But no, I think there'll be still like a few races where again, I think Max will still want to win. Red Bull will still kind of want to win. Maybe they'll turn down their engine a little. Maybe they'll not be as intense. But I think, yeah, like if you think Japanese, I think Japan onwards, maybe someone like McLaren has a chance of winning. Piastri win. Okay, anyways. I spent too long on that. Anyways. Let's go on to the first 2024 prediction, which I definitely have a decent idea of how this is already going to go. Again, I'll explain to you why I made the prediction, right? 2024. Alonso retires mid-season. Reminder, I made that prediction because I thought Aston Martin was going to either suck or just not have improved that much. I didn't have faith in Aston Martin. I should have had more faith. It's hard to say if Aston Martin will get back up to where they want to be, but I don't, even if Alonso's consistently getting like top 10 finishes and like one of the best teams, I think it's enough for him to keep on going. I don't think he has the tantrum and, goes, fuck this shit. I just want to win a fucking championship, and the team was doing that. That's sad to say. That was, no, I was very wrong in that. Anyways, no, I think there's a few rumors that his contract ends in 2024. I don't know what Aston Martin want to do after that. I feel like Alonso should just keep on going. Just keep on going until like, yeah, whatever. I mean, he broke up with his girlfriend. That would be the only reason he left F1, to spend more time with his family. Now he doesn't really have much family, maybe more parents and siblings, maybe, but like he doesn't have children. He doesn't have a girlfriend and wife. Just keep driving fast cars. That's the dream for every single man in his 40s. No. I think Alonso is very happy racing and kind of like, obviously stepped away a bit from racing when he retired. Again, I still think Alonso, that first time he retired, I was like in my head, he'll be back. I don't know where everybody got this idea that he wouldn't be back, but whatever. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I was like, ooh. But even then, he continued racing, and I think if he's given a good car, he'll just continue racing. And I hope he even races past 2026, maybe retires in 2027, 2028. It'll be crazy. But yeah, has he lost his mojo a little bit? I think during the season, though, maybe. I don't think that. I think retiring mid-season would be like a absolute like crazy like bold prediction if Aston Martin's really shit. But I think so far Aston Martin's probably impressed us. Definitely has impressed us, or at least that little burst. Again, the reason why Aston Martin I talked about that, why they may have dropped down. But yeah, no. I think Alonso's definitely been impressed by Aston Martin, and I think even if they go into a slump next year, maybe he's still probably, unless they're like the 10th, the worst car on the grid, which would be crazy. I don't think Aston Martin's going to go up that much. I think Aston Martin could even, again, I think, get their mojo back, maybe. Well, there was supposed to be upgrades that help with Belgium. Maybe we see those upgrades come and play in the Dutch Grand Prix. That'll be interesting. But even if it does, and they're like, I don't know, because I wonder if, Aston Martin's probably still working on their car. I reckon they'll continue to work on their car as more of like a just test, like to test new parts that they would then probably put on next year's car or something, or they would use the remaining races as basically extra practice sessions. No, well, they're out of the constructors, and I think they do want to get wins. I think they do want to still challenge Mercedes. Obviously, that second in the constructors would be really good. So I don't think they're gonna really stop yet. And I think there could be some extras as well, and then maybe get a bit closer. And it'll be interesting, a three-way battle between Red Bull, Aston Martin, and McLaren at the end of the season, maybe, where all of them kind of have a chance of winning. Anyways, but I really don't think that was my best prediction. Am I still loud on the Alonso hype train though? Like, I've been on the Alonso hype train all season long. I've been really excited for Alonso to be winning. I think since he impressed me with his calm demeanor, his friendliness, his a more improved team playing spirit, I think when Alonso says, I've always been like this, no, bullshit. But he's definitely, I think, an improved driver and someone I respect more. So I've always wanted him to win. I just didn't believe that Aston Martin. I thought maybe with Alpine, maybe he was going to do all right. But yeah, I was thinking maybe Alpine got a bit closer, maybe, gave Alonso. But obviously, even the shock when he went to Aston Martin, I was like, bit of a backwards move. Now it's definitely not a backwards move. I'm sorry, Aston Martin, for doubting you. Anyway. Let's go on to 2024. We've got Gasly's best hope is to stay at 8, AlphaTauri a bit longer, or leave F1. I don't know why I said not applicable. Hello, Chewie. Oh, look, we've got a visitor. We've got a guest. Is he? I don't know where he's going. He's going into my room. Not. Oh god, hold up, guys. I might just have Junior or something. Sorry. I've just got some gets down because someone's had an accident. I'm probably not blaming Chewie. I think I'm blaming the older. He might come in. Whatever. You saw a bit of him. There you see a little bit of him. See his tail and that. But yeah, no. I think that it's hard because realistically, I don't know where Gasly is. Like, there's times during the season where Gasly just being like, well, you can definitely see just generally that Ocon's been a more consistent driver, 35 points to 22. We were expecting Ocon and Gasly to be in the same level, which they have kind of given the Alpine, but even Oscar Piastri, doing better than Pierre Gasly, which, I mean, to be fair, is about right. I mean, he wouldn't be. Yeah, no. Before McLaren got good, he wouldn't have. I think he would have been below Gasly. So P10, P12, P10, P11, maybe before before McLaren's really got that good car. Decent. But I do think Gasly has shown some signs of just not being super elite. I really think he's not really shown up. He's not really shown up. So hold up, I'm gonna just. Sorry, doing something on my Discord. Let me just. There's someone staring. Can you hear me? I swear to God, you can. I'm scared. I mean, okay, it's his balcony. He's allowed to do that. That's only one thing probably about this house that's a bit. I don't know, and it does trap up the hill. I really hope it doesn't. Okay, he's gone. Maybe I'm gonna hope that it wasn't try. I'm not that loud that I could go all the way. No, it is a bit annoying where like if you live on a hill and there's people above you, it's just like they can see in. And, like I think that's the one thing where I don't have much privacy when I open my window, my blinds, which is why I don't, which is bad, I know, but anyways. I mean, I hope he's enjoying the F1 quality podcast. He's listening and going like, oh, maybe he's a Gasly fan, and he's like, oh, what's this about Gasly? Does he think he's good? No, I doubt he can actually. I think it's probably coincidental. He's probably just got on his balcony like, yeah, no. I just hate the fact that I opened my blinds. It's just as he was looking like right down there. It's like, surely we would have had a complaint if like I'm that loud. I don't know. Maybe they don't know where it's coming from. Maybe he knows now, and maybe he's like, gonna put in a noise complaint. That would be so bullshit if it did reach. But anyways, whatever. Again, probably most of the neighborhood can hear us when we're in the pool or something because Charles side of the pool. But anyway, okay. Gasly. So back to Gasly. I would feel like my hot take is Gasly just hasn't been that good. I was going to say Gasly would outperform Ocon. I wasn't a big fan of Gasly moving to Alpine though. At first, I was like, and last year I was like, I don't know. I just think Gasly could have maybe found a better seat, maybe a Ferrari or maybe a Mercedes. I don't know. I think it's definitely gone backwards because like Alpine did get up high, then they go and like they're really floating in the midfield, and unlike McLaren who have gone from the midfield to the top of the pack or nearly top of the pack, obviously Red Bull's there. Yeah. I'm really glad Oscar didn't go to Alpine. Now. I think I'm glad McLaren picked him again. Even that move was a bit of like, why would you go to McLaren there? Now that obviously Alpine is imploded, people say, oh, they're just cleaning out the management to get a better management in. Is it going to really help? Oh, well, it might help, but it might take a while. Like, who says that the problem's rooted in there? I think Gasly. He would be in a shit car. I do think, but constantly with the talks of, I think he could have even challenged for that Red Bull seat if he was still in that car. If he was still in the AlphaTauri, he might have had to deal with the AlphaTauri being shit. Why did I put that in 2024? Was that okay, so that confused me. Why did I put that in 24? I might have meant to put it in 2023, but I don't know. So this was before he went to Alpine then. I don't know. I can't remember when I did this. God, okay. This might have been way, 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 way earlier than. Um, yeah, no, because Gasly wasn't announced for a while. They were still trying to figure out what to do, and obviously, AlphaTauri were like, we want a replacement, we find a replacement before you release Gasly. Um, but yeah, I do think Gasly should have at least this year stayed in AlphaTauri. You're looking at 2024, 2045, maybe getting back in that Red Bull, but I understand. He was on his way out. It's the same thing with Albon. I think Albon's happy in the Williams environment. Is Gasly happier than Alpine? Maybe not, but I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. Maybe he would have just maybe felt a bit hopeless if he just kept pushing to get it back into Red Bull. It's kind of like getting fired from a job, and then, well, he did basically getting fired from a job and being like, fuck, but I still want to go back there. That was the best place I've ever worked in. You know, you should move on. Like going for your ex, for example. Trying to get back to your ex. I think, yeah, it's probably the best move. Was Alpine the best place for him to go? Yeah. But even then, I think he would have had more options if he was still in AlphaTauri. If he was outperforming Tsunoda, maybe Tsunoda outperforms Gasly though this year. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think Gasly would still be more elite. Tsunoda's been decent, but like his best benchmark has mostly been De Vries this year, so we really don't know. We really don't know where the car is, like what's their peak. We don't know how comparatively how good Tsunoda is. So yeah. Leave F1 too. IndyCar's always waiting. Yeah, I think Gasly made a bit of an error, and yeah, that's my hot take on Gasly. Even and then, honestly, I really had high hopes from. I thought Gasly was got to outperform Ocon because I don't like Ocon. I know it's really bad. It's really bad how much I hate. Like, not. I don't hate drivers. I don't want to. I'm like fucking. I think I'm a bit more chilled like than I used to be when I was younger. About drivers I don't like, but still, like I don't really like Ocon. I really wanted him to be outperformed. I really wanted him to be dropped. And nearly every single driver prediction I have, it's Ocon dropped, except for the last one where I was like, okay, let's be somewhat realistic. They're not going to drop Ocon if he's outperforming. Or if they're going to drop Ocon, it would be because they dropped both their drivers. It would be interesting, though, to see if Gasly does get dropped, though, because now we've got the Alpine restructure a little. Yeah. The management, does the driver get dropped? Because I know of NBA, maybe if you're looking at big changes in management, you fire the coach, you fire the GM, a few players would be on the chopping line as well. Yeah. Anyways, hold on. One more 2024 one. Drogovic replaces Stroll. Again, like I said before, Drogovic really did seem solid. I was really surprised with how well Drogovic was doing, and I thought before Stroll had gotten that car that he was performing better than Stroll. And I was like, "Ooh, could we see Drogovic replacing? Could Drogovic done enough? No, of course." So yeah, like I said in my 2024 kind of bold predictions, even though they were like really, 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 really bold, the driver lineup predictions. I mean, that I did. My last one, I think, yeah, it was my last one. Was that the one before? Let me see. All right. Yeah, no, silly season. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I should probably get more lighting again. I don't know. We'll see. See how long I'm doing this. Maybe I'll get some more lighting going. Maybe we'll turn this back on a little. Hold up. Yeah, whatever. That's better. It's any audio listeners, if anybody's just not watching the video and listening. If anybody else is even watching this, my last podcast only got 1 view, so 28 views for that one though. That's pretty good. Again, I'm not expecting too much from my videos, but I'm hoping I make it someday. I'm hoping they pop off. But for now, it's just fun. It's just fun talking. Anyways. So Drogovic, I don't think that's possible. I really think Drogovic would have to be really impressing. What Aston Martin really need now, as I keep on saying, which is why I think Sainz would be a good option. But Sainz, I don't want to say he has an ego, but he wouldn't take a spot at Aston Martin if he knew he was going to be a second driver. He wants to be the first driver, which is why Audi maybe is looking all right for him. But I think, honestly, Sainz, as much as I love him, as much as okay, to be fair, actually, Sainz, he dropped a position in my heart when he did take out Piastri and blamed Piastri. Again, I won't go into that because it's, again, maybe it was Piastri's fault. Maybe it was a rookie mistake. Maybe I don't know. Anyways, I won't go on the full debate about that. I'm just gonna say Grr sounds that. Grr. But yeah, no. As much as I don't mind Sainz, he's probably my favorite Ferrari driver between him and obviously Leclerc. Not again. I keep on saying I'm not like a hater of Leclerc. I just yeah. I don't know. It's something about him. I don't know what that something about him is now. I think Sainz would be a good spot there for Aston Martin for the second driver, but I don't think he'll take the second driver now that I think about it. If he's trying to get a first driver, kind of like, or it's not even then, like, there's no way like Aston Martin could be like a 1A, 1B situation because Alonso's a world champion. He's a 2-time world champion that probably should have won the championship 4 or 5 times. So there's a lot of Alonso's elite. And Sainz only won once. I know he hasn't been given that many opportunities with the Ferrari, and then Ferrari did Leclerc's and Sainz's car preferences are different. So like when they did, go towards Leclerc's style more than Sainz, yeah, whatever. I still think, like, you see they're not on the same level. Though it's hard to tell sometimes because it seems like every second season Sainz is ahead in the constructors. Again, Leclerc's been a bit unlucky, I think. So I'm not going to start going with the Sainz better than Leclerc rumors. No, I think that's something. So like, you want a good second driver there, but maybe if you can't get Sainz, you get Stroll. I would think Daniel Ricciardo would be alright, but Daniel Ricciardo, like, I think he only really takes a second drive position if he's at Red Bull. Maybe Stroll is the best. Like, but I don't think the thing is you don't want a rookie next to Alonso. It's worked well for McLaren with Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri really complementing Lando Norris and them being really close. But I don't think Drogovic is that kind of guy. Is Drogovic the kind of guy who can know Lando's seat in F1? It's looking like it at this point. He's come so close yet. Whatever. Especially after you see guys like Nick de Vries, another F2 championship champion that didn't perform well. Yeah, it's sad when like even F2 champions aren't guaranteed a shot at F1. But anyways, yeah, I don't think there's much to say with that. I don't think Drogovic is getting into that AM. I think it's more possible, especially with Honda, that Sonoda maybe next to Alonso, or Sonoda going forward after Alonso retires. I still think that's a possibility with Honda backing, and then Drogovic just might lose a spot. It's kind of like with, I want to say Porsche. I think if Alpha and Sauber stay together, then maybe Porsche would have had a better chance. I think Porsche might lose out on there as well. Like, even if he does win the championship, maybe they drop Zhao. But I think Audi've got so many options moving forward. It's very possible that, yeah, that doesn't work out. Doesn't work out for Porsche. Audi choose two different drivers out of all the drivers they have got a choice of, because Audi does seem to be attracting a lot of attention, and I think drivers do respect Audi, but maybe not. Maybe it's just media hyping Audi up, and maybe like drivers are still hesitant about Audi. But still, anyways, that's all another thing. But anyways, yeah, Drogovic replaces Stroll. No, not looking likely. Unless Drogovic really impresses in the simulator. He pulls a bit of a Daniel Ricciardo in the. Obviously, Daniel Ricciardo did well in the simulator. Then, if he were replaced, he actually got the AlphaTauri spot. Obviously, if Drogovic does well on some of the tests, I think there's probably that. No, well, to be fair, now even then, like Lawson did well in the test, and he still didn't get a seat. At Red Bull, or even AlphaTauri, or Schwartzman did great. I think Schwartzman's really impressed, and that's another guy like I think who's probably underrated at this point, who just might never get into F1, but would be interesting to see he had a chance. I don't know. Maybe he didn't do that much. Maybe he's a midfield driver at best, but he had whatever. So I don't even know if that's Drogovic would really have to impress. So I think that's a very unlikely kind of didn't hit the mark with that one. Okay, lightning round. We'll go through these quickly, especially the first one, which is going to be a combination of laughing and crying. 2023 is Mick's breakout year. Audio listeners are crying right now. No, I'm not really, but I've got my hands in my face, and I'm just. I will say this one, and this is copium. It is kind of his breakout year because now he's away from Haas. He gets to prove himself a little in Mercedes in that reserve drive. Maybe he's next in line if Hamilton does retire. Then again, Mercedes has so many options. Why would they pick Mick? Maybe, but they might think Mick might do all right next to Russell. I don't know. But also Toto. Toto is much happier than him with Gunter. Gunter is bullying poor old Mick, and I think Toto is really like embraced Mick. So I think in the way, yeah, maybe it has been his best year, but it's not a breakout year, and as in like, oh yeah, shit, we're seeing Mick at Haas. Obviously, I was hoping it was going to stay at Haas, or at least get a drive 2023. We're seeing him get in the points. challenging for podiums, things like that. But yeah, it wasn't to me. Another lightning round. Lewis has season-long retirement tour. No, that was wrong as well. Yeah, look, he's doing. That's the thing about Lewis. Is like, I think I have more respect for Max, where he's just said, "Yeah, I'm gonna retire after 2028." He's really talking about retirement a lot, and like, I think Lewis is still in that cryptic stage. It's like, is he going to retire? Is he not? He's not answering questions about that. He's not resigning with Mercedes. He's not saying he wants to go somewhere else. He's kind of just in the dark a lot, and that's something I don't. It's annoying because like every year I'm like, do you retire? And I'm like, that might be one thing we discuss in the predictions video next time out. Will Lewis retire this year? I'm almost at the point where I'd say no, he's not going to retire. He's not going to retire. Maybe he'll retire after 2024, 2025. Maybe he'll just keep on going because he still says he's like, I've got 4 or 5 more years in him. Maybe he just keeps on going. Again, I think his pride has been challenged with Alonso doing well in his 40s. Like, he's like, I need to do. I think he's that type of guy that has. I know Lewis fans will hate me, but I think there is a bit of insecurity in Lewis. And like, he's not liking the fact that Alonso at 42, 43, I think he just had his birthday, I can't remember, where it was 42 or 43. But anyways, that he's doing well and stuff. And then Lewis is like, I need to do as well. You know, it's a good attitude to have as a driver, but I feel like Lewis is a bit too insecure with it. But yeah, I don't know. Mercedes fans, Lewis fans are gonna hate me. Lewis himself is gonna hate me again. I should stop saying things like this. Like, imagine if I somehow, in the scenario that I really got close to the grid, or like I did get famous from Red F1 stuff, and like, or I don't know, I fucking, let's say I befriended Oscar Piastri, and I like, you saw me around the grid. Like, I think I'd have to private this channel. I really would have to like private every video and just be like, oh. Like, I feel like I'd have a lot of enemies if they saw a lot of the drivers like saw this. And the fans would hate me as well, because I've probably infuriated a lot of fans. But anyway, oh god, I should really get some food. We'll see how long this goes. Otherwise, I might quickly go downstairs and grab for some food. I really should. All right, so yeah, no, that's me. We could have 3 Aussies in F1 in 2024 is another one of them. Hear me out. Hear me out. Not quite, but yes. I think it's possible if... Honestly, I've been watching F2. I'm thinking, Duan's won the last 2 races. He's still done in with a shot of the F2 championship. If Duan does really fucking well and wins every race, he could win the championship. And that would be just nuts. I think he gets fucking promoted if he goes on a winning streak to just do that. But I'm also looking at like Lawson. I think Lawson's guaranteed a seat. I was possibly going to make a video about this, but I think actually Daniel Ricciardo might stay in AlphaTauri for next year. They drop Tsunoda instead if he outperforms Tsunoda. I think, and then Tsunoda kind of goes the Honda way, where he goes more towards Aston Martin. I don't know if Aston Martin take him this year, but maybe Aston Martin are forced to kind of take him when they partner with Honda officially in 2026. Maybe they take him in advance because, like, yeah. But then does that mean dropping Stroll, which is surely Daddy Lawrence Stroll. I can't believe I said that on stream, on the podcast, on video. Yeah, it's yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum. So if Dan Ricciardo, you got Oscar Piastri, and you have Lawson, who's half Aussie. I know Kiwis would hate me for saying that, but like, yeah, come on, that would be close. That would be pretty close. Again, but I think it's still a possibility if Doohan does well as well. Like, where would he get a seat though? Would Williams take him? would Williams take him on loan? I think they'll have to drop Logan, and I think they're pretty happy with Logan. I've heard a rumor, or maybe inside Williams. No, I think the person that I heard it from is like saying, "Oh no inside source." I don't believe her. I don't believe them. I mean, I don't believe them that they have said that. I think they may have the rumor from somewhere else, not just because they're close to Williams. I'm not gonna say anything else. That Logan has re-signed. Re-signed. I need to be careful. Re-signed, not resigned. Re-signed. Re-signed with Williams. I don't think Alpine could drop someone. I don't know if they would be able to drop Gasly, then pay him out possibly for one of his years. I think he's signed until the end of 2024. Maybe he's signed until the end of 2025. I don't know. Could they pay him out? Maybe. Does someone else entirely picking him up? I don't know. Maybe they go, "Oh, Alpine, you ain't taking him." You ain't taking him. So yeah, maybe. Lightning round. Bottas retires. Last one with lightning round. Bottas retires before Audi takes over Sauber. Bottas has been disappointing this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he calls it quits. Probably not at the end of this season, but maybe in the end of next season. I don't know. He's on his last legs. He hasn't had some great performances. Zhao's doing a bit better. I think Bottas just goes. Doo-doo-doo. That's a really quick. I can't say much. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, all right. Well, let's move on to the 2026 prediction from last year, which was Andretti puts an IndyCar driver or two in F1. Underwhelming. Okay, so there's been some rumors I'm hearing, more speculation from people, not as in people like inside F1, more, but Discord users, just Discord users. So they don't take it with a grain of salt. But even this is something I've been thinking of. Herder and Palu for 2026. Maybe not even 2026, 2024, 2025, because it seems like that's when they're projected to get in to the sport. I think Andretti is a lock. I think they're confirmed. They come in to the sport in 2025, maybe 2026 if they decide to delay their entry. I think they're going to be accepted. They're going to be accepted is basically what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I think Herder and Palu. Like, I've made the argument here. It's like, it's a risk. I've made the argument in Discord conversations. It's a risk taking Palu. I know people say that like, look, he's doing well. He's he's doing this, he's doing that. He looks like he might become a double world champion in IndyCar. He's already won in 2021. I think he might win again this year. Let's go, Alex Palou. I think a few people are saying, oh, marketing wise, but really, he's a Spanish driver in IndyCar. I don't think he's going to get as many American sponsors as Logan Sargent, who actually is American. Yeah, he's leading the championship right now, and I think he's leading it by a fairly good margin. He's probably gonna win. So double world champion in IndyCar. He's still somewhat young, but I think he's still got. The other thing is he's got a fairly narrow timeline where you can't give him the 3 years of rookieship. I think similar to De Vries, because really he is an older driver. He'll be 27 if he comes into F1 next year. 28 if he comes into F1 again for most of the season. And his birthday's 1st April. But 27, 28 maybe if he comes into the sport in 2025. 28, 29 if he comes to sport in 2026. You got to think he has to perform straight away, and I don't think he'll give. Maybe Andretti will give him more time because again they do go, hey, got 2 IndyCar drivers. Maybe they'll give him more time, just like they'll probably hang on to Herta for a bit too long if he underperforms. Hold on, I've just got Pato Ward, BK, Grosjean. They're saying this is an article. IndyCar's drivers we would love to see in F1. Romain Grosjean. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back to Romain Grosjean. And Formula One could do it for Romain Grosjean on the grid. No, sorry. Okay, so yeah, Paolo is linked to 2 Formula One teams that we know of so far. We're saying AlphaTauri and Williams. Williams are probably going forward to Logan Sargent. Has he still got a chance at AlphaTauri? I hope not. Please, Marco, please, man, prioritize people like Lawson, Iwasa, some of even the younger Red Bull drivers. Like, we still don't know about what Hadjar. What's the other guy? There's 2 others. I always remember Hadjar. I remember, but yeah, there are 2 other young, and then you've even got Montoya who might do all right. Hasn't done too great in his first year, but maybe some drivers don't do great in their first year. Not all drivers are Oscar Piastris who win 3 junior feeder championships in a row. But no. Yeah. I think Herta, if they put Herta in, Herta doesn't do well. I think Paolo is a bit debatable, but I generally don't think Paolo. I don't know if you can really translate it. Like, again, if you say, look at people who are doing well in IndyCar. Like, you look at, Ericsson, for example, doing well in IndyCar. He didn't do really that well. You think that you must have to think the competition isn't as good. Grosjean's 13th, which is about the same as in F1. You think Eilert couldn't? I think Callum Eilert should have got a chance in F1. I really think he did. I think that's a big snub. He's doing well. You think Rossi, for example, doing 10th in IndyCar when he was in F1, didn't do well. You'd think it would be a step behind. A lot of people who are pro IndyCar will tell me otherwise, but whatever. I don't know. Genhurter's done well in some races. Some races he does really well, winning a few or like getting pole position. Actually, has he won this season? No, he has not. But he's got a few pole positions. He's got some fast slap. No. Most slap sled? Yeah, sure. He's got one of those. Yeah. I don't know. Hasn't won any races, but I think maybe apart from that, I think Checo maybe go to Andretti if they drop. If maybe Andretti goes, ooh, Mexican driver, we'll take him. That's close enough, maybe. I don't know. I think for me, it looks like IndyCar drivers aren't going to work out in F1. They try it, and they prove that maybe IndyCar is that level below F1, and an IndyCar driver would have to be really elite to get into F1. I don't think the doorway is. I think they'll try the doorway from IndyCar to F1, but then they'll realize it should be more F1 to IndyCar because IndyCar is a step below. Whatever. But anyways, I know some people who'd be pretty angry with me saying that. But anyways, all right, beyond. Let's go and get into beyond. Leclerc's best and worst shot to win is at Ferrari. Look, maybe Leclerc. I think Leclerc. Here's the thing. I think Leclerc could win at Red Bull. If Red Bull still have a competitive car after Max Verstappen supposedly retires. I hope he doesn't retire after 2028, after his current contract. I hope he stays on for a few more years, but I get it if he does want to go to another series. I still do think at this point in time, where does he go? And then even then, Leclerc's saying there's rumors he's signing on for another 5 years. I think he knows. He knows he wants to win with Ferrari, but is he gonna win with Ferrari? I still think that's a good prediction. I think, yeah, again, Ferrari even had the shot of going back to, hey, we've got another good car for you. And even then, even in the race, you saw Ferrari doing well in Spa. They've got some pace, they just aren't. You just can't get there, really. The strategy isn't good. The car hasn't been elite enough. I think maybe in 2026 they could give us a good car that challenges for the championship again. Beyond, again, Zhao will be great second driving tool. I want him. I want him in F1. I think he is really good. I think people don't realize he had a really good race in Spa. People don't realize he had a quiet but good race in Spa. A lot of overtakes. Maybe he was behind Bottas, but a lot of overtakes. What grid position did he start? He started in 17th. Got up to about fantasy. If anybody knows in fantasy, you'll know he had a really good race. I'm sad I didn't put him in my fantasy team. 13th, 17th, 13th. He's doing quiet stuff, but I think just the fact that I think still people underrate him. Hasn't had a truly elite. Maybe he'll be pushed out of F1, but I'm hoping he doesn't. So again, it just really depends on his future. I think he needs to be given the chance. If he gets kicked out of Alfa Romeo, for example, in and because Porsche comes in, yeah, no, yeah, I don't know. I want to be confident in Zhao, but like I feel like it's more he will maybe not get the chance. All right, moving on to these bold predictions. I'll get through them pretty quickly because whew, let's finish this up. Probably try and aim for like 1:30. Not too long. I know we took a bit longer with the other predictions, but yeah. Let's go through these real quick. If you saw the short, you saw my Red Bull one, where I said Checo will win 3 races. That looked likely at the start of the season. You thought maybe he'll win 4, 5. Dropped off a little. I think he still could have a chance. He just needs one good race. I think he even had a good chance. He was staying ahead of Maxwell in Spa where Max had the penalty, but yeah, got past him. I think it would be interesting if it was the same outcome as I think Saudi, or was it Baku, where like Max caught up, got through the pack, but he just couldn't get past Checo. Checo had the better pace, and it really showed that it was kind of like whichever Red Bull was in front, kind of. Yeah, but no, I think yeah, no, so far he's still on 2, and he still could finish on 2. I think he's got a chance, but maybe we could see. Here's some of the ones where we didn't. So for Mercedes, I said Russell outscores Hamilton again. Nah, not looking. That was me hoping. I think Hamilton. Yeah, no. I think Hamilton comes out in front. Russell's almost looking a bit overrated this season. He hasn't impressed me. Russell hasn't impressed me a huge amount. I think Russell is a little bit overrated. He's showing. I thought Russell maybe could be like, oh yeah, maybe Russell's showing he's a better driver. No. But this year he's definitely seemed like he's not catching Hamilton as much as we thought. Maybe Russell could show he is an elite talent. He's not really showing that. All right, Ferrari multi 22, 21. That was my prediction that Leclerc Sainz would be fighting for the lead, and Ferrari said to Sainz, let Leclerc through. And we had one of those incidents where they were like 1-2 or even 2-3 or whatever, and they're saying, yep, let him through. Yeah, no, hasn't come into fruition just yet. I thought Ferrari might have a better chance. I thought Ferrari might be the number 2 team again, behind Red Bull. Thought they might have maybe overtaken Red Bull, considering that Red Bull had a winter tunnel reductions, but that hasn't seemed to done anything. Yeah, no. Think I fell flat on that one again. Alpine Doohan will leave the academy. I think similar to how Leclerc's best chances with Ferrari, I think Doohan needs to stay with Alpine. I think maybe Doohan looks at maybe the purging that's going on Alpine, maybe goes, I might go elsewhere, or maybe go independent, try to find his way into the sport with someone else, but nope. I think Doohan stays with Alpine, and he might have a chance if for example Alpine want to cut Gasly loose. All right, we're going through this pretty quickly. McLaren, Piastri will Piastri nearly beats Norris in the standings. No, I think Norris is just getting the better of him. This year, no. Maybe next year. I think they'll be very close. Don't think they'll be very close this year. I think Norris has just been a bit better, especially. He was a bit better at the start of the year. I think he's been a bit better than Norris has been a bit better than even in the last few races. I just don't see it happening. But it is interesting that he did score him in one race in that sprint. So I'll take it as a semi-win. That was a bold prediction. I don't think this year's the year for Piastri, but I think Piastri should be proud of the year he's had. Alfa Romeo, Zhao outscores Bottas on multiplications. I can already tell you that is true. That has happened. That has happened. I think that's the one thing where I go, yeah. I got that run right. Hulkenberg is way lower than Magnussen in the standings again. I was still upset about Hulkenberg replacing Mick. That is false. In fact, it's looking like Magnussen might be kicked out from us this year. Maybe Haas doesn't re-sign Magnussen. I think they could keep Hulkenberg. I think Hulkenberg's happy with what he's doing. I don't think Hulkenberg, say for example, retires this season. He goes, yeah, that was a good season, and F1 off. And I think he maybe stays one more season, then maybe retires officially. We'll see. But yeah, Hulkenberg's doing a lot better than I thought he would. A lot better than I wanted, because I was hoping that it'll be like Hulkenberg comes in, replaces Mick, and Hulkenberg doesn't do his things, and they're like, you should have kept Mick. But yeah, sadly not. AlphaTauri, oh no. De Vries got a podium. Here's things with De Vries that I will say. I think, and I've said this a few times, I think De Vries would be doing all right if he was Williams, with a car he has been practicing with a car he's gotten used to a bit more. And I think just generally he's better with in the Mercedes kind of camp. I think he's not that those cars are all the same. I think maybe if he was racing in the Aston Martin, which is a bit close to the Red Bull, still, I think it's more the fact that the AlphaTauri maybe is a bit closer to the Red Bull. Then again, people who struggle in the Red Bull like Gasly and obviously got to win an AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri's probably not quite like the Red Bull in that case. Yeah, I think it would have done with blame the Williams in their car. He's more experienced in. I think he would have been nearly on the same level as Williams, but yeah, okay. De Vries getting a podium. That's already. Nope. That's the most unpredictable thing because obviously he got kicked out. Okay, so Aston Martin. I think I wrote these in testing where I saw that Aston Martin was going to be good. Alonso gets a win. Alonso hype trainers. I'm afraid Alonso hype trainers, my fellow Alonso hype trainers. Is it possible? Yes. Is it sort of like every season, every race of can't been hoping, maybe yes, an advantage here. Maybe we're hoping, for example, that he got a podium or he got pole position in Monaco, where I think he's just guaranteed the win there. Didn't. We're hoping these upgrades were good. Maybe he proves himself in the Netherlands. I'm hoping that Max gets like 10 wins in a row just so he wins that. He gets that record. But maybe after that, let's a win. I'll be happy for that. Maybe he gets a win later in the season, but if the rumors about Aston Martin are true, maybe not. I don't know. It's still up in the air, but it's possible. It's possible. Alonso just seems like he's lost his mojo a bit as well. So he's still much more elite than, say, Stroll, for example. So he's showing that. Williams. Now this is the interesting one. Albon scores points every third or fourth race. Let us see. How was Albon done? He had a drought. He really did have a drought for a while. It's not too unrealistic though. He is getting into points consistently. I think people predict that from Albon because, I mean, he did kind of do that last... No, not really. He didn't do it. I think that was very bold of me, saying, ooh, could Albon do it? I don't. I'm going to say yes. I sort of got that run right in that he is doing better than he did last year, but certainly at the start of the season, it wasn't looking like that. But yeah. Pretty solid. He's doing pretty solid. I think I can take a sort of W there, but sort of, yeah, I don't know. Now let's go back even further to one we did. This one was created, I want to say, a while back, maybe mid 2020, or is it the start of 2021 even? I think it was start. It was the start of 2022. Yeah. No, it was. So let's look at 2022 obviously passed. Let's look at our 2023 prediction. Alonso will be surprisingly higher in the standings. We got that. We actually got that one. We were assuming he would be in with Alpine because it wasn't looking like it would have changed. But yeah. Hey, I think we can take a win with that one. Woo! In a different way though, than we thought. Okay, and here's the embarrassing ones. Alonso will remain with team past 2023. We saw with Alpine. Scenario 1 was Alonso Ocon, new Piastri Alonso. No. That's extra incorrect, but because neither of that happened. Piastri didn't replace Ocon. I do think it would be a good wingman for Alonso though. It wouldn't be as close as Alonso, Norris, Piastri, because I think I rate Alonso higher than Norris. Sorry, Norris fans. Another Piastri prediction. Look, I'm happy with how Piastri is doing. I'm quite happy with how Piastri is doing. But Hamilton retires, Piastri takes seat in 2023. Nah. Nope. I think he would, if he's competing with Norris, I think he would be competing with Russell fairly well. Maybe even doing better than Russell. It depends. Do you rate Russell higher than Norris? That's a good question. I actually want to put that in the F1 chat, or an F1 chat in a few of the servers I'm in. Do you rate Norris higher than, or would you rate higher, Norris or Russell? I feel like it's a bit of a risky question, because I know one person that's a Norris fan, one person that's not very big fan of Norris, but not very big fan of Russell either. I don't think many people like Russell, but like thinking unbiased, who they think is better. Maybe. Okay, another 2023 prediction. Stroll dropped from Aston Martin. Nope. Mick Schumacher Alonso would be an interesting one, even though I said Vettel mentor because I assumed Vettel would stay with the team. That would be the one thing that could get Vettel to stay. And holy shit, Aston Martin with Alonso, with Vettel and Mick would be interesting this year, especially with the car doing well. It'll be interesting to see if Vettel still had it. I still think Vettel still has it. I think if Vettel came back to the sport, he could still, I reckon, compete with Hamilton and Alonso. And because I think Alonso and probably Hamilton, I want to say, Hamilton can't, but I think Alonso could compete with Verstappen. We've seen that. I don't know if Lewis could unless he had a better car, but I still think Vettel would be in that position where he could compete with Alonso and Hamilton, who then can compete with Verstappen and the younger good drivers. That'd be interesting. Beyond one big three will not win a World Drivers' Championship. It's already looking like it might be all three don't. Let's look at Russell, for example. While Max is around, I don't think he's winning a World Championship. Norris, Piastri is on the way through. Maybe Piastri blocks Norris from winning a championship, especially if Norris, Piastri stay in there. Like maybe Piastri wins a World Championship with McLaren and similar, like 1A, 1B kind of scenario. Leclerc, Ferrari need to get their act together. Yeah, that's that. Okay, and then we also had a bit of a lightning round in this one. Ricciardo loses drive in F1. We said we that tick for that. Interesting to see his comeback though. We wouldn't have predicted that. I don't think until like mid or like a quarter, maybe quarter through. I was thinking maybe a month or two before he did get promoted. I was thinking, oh, maybe he could replace De Vries. And people were saying, no. Why wouldn't they promote Lawson? And then they kind of promoted Ricciardo. And then everybody's like, yeah, that was a great idea. I love it. And then, like, I think it was like more like, let's say 66% of people were saying promote Lawson instead. 33% were saying Ricciardo. Now it's like more like 66% of people say Ricciardo, promoting Ricciardo and letting Lawson go is a good idea, or Lawson go with the rest of his season is a good idea. And 33% saying Lawson should have got to drive. So it's really been a change of like, I don't know. I feel like that's a told you so moment for me, but anyways. Tsunoda loses drive seat at AlphaTauri. We didn't say when. We had maybe assume after 2023, maybe. I was thinking De Vries might be Tsunoda. Yes. Or whoever was at AlphaTauri, maybe the Tsunoda just wouldn't do much. Didn't happen. Did not happen. But I think it still could happen now. I don't think, maybe he doesn't lose his seat at AlphaTauri. Maybe they part ways. I think Ricciardo doing better than could force him to lose the AlphaTauri seat. But I think even if he loses his seat at AlphaTauri, I think he goes Honda would in the direction of Honda and goes the Aston Martin camp. I don't know if he gets a seat straight away, but maybe he's in line for a seat. Or he's hoping for a seat, and then that's his last chance in F1. Maybe someone else picks him up. Maybe they think Tsunoda's done well, even if Honda doesn't give him a seat, get him a seat with Aston Martin. I think that's still in play. I think the Red Bull camp are already thinking maybe he's gonna dip. Latifi out of F1 after 2022. That was correct, and we confirmed that. Again, he's not going to make some bizarre comeback like Ricciardo. I think we can close the book on that one. Or Latifi, I would have loved for Ricciardo to stay and Latifi to stay maybe for a year more. He wasn't a bad guy. It's like you think of shit drivers who maybe you don't like as much. You know, you're always happy to get them out of the league, but shit drivers who you like, you're like, oh, give him another chance, or okay, maybe he's on the way up, but can we have another season when we quite like him? You know, it's quite I know there's that parasocial element of F1. I'm not crazy. I'm not like, give Latifi seat, give Latifi seat again. He would be way better than Sargent, or trying to cope him. Like, give us him back. He's our best friend, you know. But still, there's that element of Latifi. It was fun. It was fun to go, woo, Latifi got P1 and FP3 because it was wet and stuff. It's like, woo, you know, Latifi did well. Again, I would love for the kind of the hypothetical of he stayed performing strong 2021, didn't fall off midway through 2021, kind of improved 2022, and then found himself a midfield seat, or maybe he continued on with Williams and he had an interesting lineup of Albon and Latifi going forward. Latifi's a good second driver. Albon's probably your best shot at the championship for Williams. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's that. And yeah, sorry it went a bit longer. 141, probably 145 while I do this quick outro. Yeah. So that's that. That's a wrap on the predictions, last year's predictions. And the years before, and also those other bold predictions I had per team that I never released. I promise those are in there. I wouldn't know. It would be interesting if I did write them like a few days ago and just be like, oh yeah, we'll put some fake ones in here, so they don't disrespect me. No, they were written. I can get that for you. I don't think I made any changes to it, so it should be. They were written, yeah, January 7th, 7th, yeah, 7th January. Yeah. Next episode, where we might have guests. I'm lining it up. Maybe next week and maybe the week after. We'll see when I get around to editing this. I might edit it in the next few days because I've got nothing to do much. I'm just having a chill weekend. I don't think I'll edit it tonight, Saturday, because you know I've got stream later. But yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Next episode will be predictions for next year, 2025 and 2026 and beyond. We'll have a few. At this point, we're looking like we might have some guests. 2 guests. Two of my friends who also like F1. One good friend, one one. Yeah, I'm not. It's just all right. No, they're both cool, pretty cool. And yeah, extra bit of insight, maybe a bit more structured than me rambling. I notice I ramble. Maybe if I have people beside me, I'll probably be a bit less rambly. I'll probably ramble a bit, but it'll be shorter. It'll be shorter because it's more structured, and we have to give time for everyone to speak. Maybe it'll be longer because now we have 3 people rambling. 3 hour, 4 hour. I wouldn't have enough time. I probably wouldn't have enough time even during the days, or even if we record on a Saturday or something. But yeah. Yeah, so that'll be our predictions for next year and the next few years as well. Again, I'm gonna make a bit more structured. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so again, maybe let a week or two of some break pass by, see if there's any big announcements like Lewis retirement or Gasly's actually going to get dropped at the end of the season. I doubt they would announce that. I think they would probably announce that at the end of the season unless they were stupid, which is an Alpine thing to do. Or I don't know. Do they announce Lawson, or do they wait until the end of the year to kind of go like, oh, who's going to get dropped? Who's going to get dropped? Ricciardo or Tsunoda, and then Lawson replace that? I don't know. I can't think of anything. Does Sainz maybe get bought out? Because he's going to Sauber or Aston Martin? Or, I don't know. Anyways, we'll see how summer break goes. Maybe see if we have a bit of stuff to work with, and then we can kind of use some of that information we've got to look onwards to next year and the next few years. Again, very early predictions for next year, but you know, I think some of the break's the best time. You know, things sailing and we're getting a better picture for next year. Obviously, schedule's released. Most of the drivers, I think, by the end of summer break will be announced for next year, but we don't know if Lawson. I think Lawson, for example, is predicted. Gasly, maybe that would be a crazy at the end. Okay, Gasly gets paid out. I don't know, Ocon, or crazy would be Ocon if the sack. Or I think maybe they announced Porsche replacing Zhou sometime. Or maybe they announced that after Porsche wins the championship or something. I don't know. Or maybe we get a few contract extensions. For example, Leclerc. We know Leclerc is going to be with Ferrari for 5 more years, which would take him up to 2029. The end of 2020, I was like, ooh, it's the same as when Max's contract expires. A year after. So maybe he gets into maybe, oh no, it's 5 years plus wherever. So even would that be 2030 or 2031 maybe? I don't know. Because that's after his contract expires, and I think he's in contract until 2025 something. Yeah, no, so that'll be fun. A few more predictions. We love predictions. We love our hot take predictions. Too many predictions, probably. Too many hot takes. We need a more grounded podcast episode now. And then after that, again, we might do with the guests. After some break, we might do like a silly season review. It depends. There might not be too much to say. Sorry about my dog. He's just, yeah. I don't know if you can even hear him. But yeah, anyways, we'll finish it up here. And yeah, to anybody who watched, thank you for watching. For anybody who didn't, no, audio viewers couldn't see that. Ha! No, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we make maybe I just enjoyed basically talking to myself for 2 hours. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a bit more fun. I'm not in it too much for the views and to make it big, but it would be nice. It would be nice. Talking about F1 as a career would be interesting. Maybe I'd get a bit of burnout. But yeah, even then, like if it's a job, if you're getting paid for it, like, you know, I think it would be fun. But hey, whatever. We shall see where this goes, and yeah. Yeah. So next episode, maybe be, I guess, talking about predictions again, but new predictions, not reacting to old predictions. New predictions. Yeah. Hope to see you there. I say as if this is a stream. But yeah. See ya. Sorry. See ya. I wanted to take that again because I wasn't looking at the camera.